May 14th, 2025. The early morning bus stop kicked off my day. I was pretty cool and calm. I had a few hours to wait until the bus for Tutrakan would arrive. And I mostly hung out and tried to do some communications for jobs and things coming up. I didn't have good internet, so I kind of mostly just did that. I just kind of people watched people come and go from the bus stop. As it got closer, I got was able to get on the phone with the Alaska Airlines to get my flight bumped a couple days further down the line. And then while I was on that long conversation, I was realizing I still haven't figured out how to even get the bus to Tutrakan. Like, I've been sort of searching online loosely to figure out where to pay for the ticket or whatever. And just not nothing. It was not nothing was clear to me about where there was a ticket booth or anything to pay for the ticket there at that place. It seemed like sort of a mall, just random stores and even like a little food place and stuff. So anyway, I eventually ran around. I bumped into a guy that was a North American guy. He's from Florida. Chatted with him. He didn't really know. He just arrived in a taxi and was going to jump on a different bus. And eventually I found that there was a ticket booth area just on the other end of the parking lot. So I ran down there, had to haul my cases and things and get that squared up. They said I needed cash, which I did not have any. They said there was an ATM. I ran down to the ATM that was on the other side of the building. It was out of order. Ran back up there. She said, well, there's a bank nearby. So I put ATM on my Google Maps and ran, and she let me leave my cases and stuff there in the office while I ran down the street. It was only maybe a quarter mile, half mile away, probably half mile away, third of a mile. And they had a little bit of food there, so I grabbed some water and a donut and some cash, and then ran back. Got back maybe 15 minutes before the bus had to leave. I kind of pulled up maybe 5 minutes after I got back with my luggage and all that to the area. Got loaded in safely, got paid safely, and headed on down. The little bus ride was cool, just cool seeing countryside and just seeing a little bit of Bulgaria in that way. Wasn't very long, maybe an hour or something. But it was cool, yeah. There wasn't a lot of diversity to the scenery, but it was just good to see. And the city itself, kind of up on a hill overlooking a river, which is the border to Romania. That was kind of cool. Or that is kind of cool. This is the next day. I was so crashed out after I got back to the hotel that I just went to sleep. It's the next morning. But anyway, I arrived in Tutrakan, went to the hotel, kind of worked through getting set up here in the hotel. They don't have availability for me on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday. I think that's all I need. But I was able to get a couple days here, Wednesday, Thursday. Anyway, yeah, so I'll have to move to a different hotel. But it Cressy met up with me and helped me get squared away. And then that was around 1 maybe, 12:31. And then we had, oh no, it was probably around noon. And then we had the first practice at his club at 2. So I got all packed and unloaded here, and then met up with Cressy a little before 2, or right around 2, and we drove down. He drove me down to the club, which is only like 2-minute drive, and or 3 or 4, whatever. And yeah, we met up with a couple of the other guys, and it was just us 4, and we went through their practice the way they do it. Not super complicated, but interesting. You know, they just kind of set up over and over and do maximum effort negatives, 1 or 2, and then they wait for a few minutes and do it again, and just working on whatever the things they are that they're wanting to build at that time. Today was mostly wrist stuff with Cressy and his training partner, and I kind of worked with one of their really young lightweight kids, and he was mega strong. He's only been on the sport for 4 months, and I was having a really hard time not getting pinned over and over. Yeah, it was interesting. It was good work, and we did that for a couple hours, and over, and yeah, and then in between then and their next training session, which started at 8, I came and found some dinner and hung out in the hotel and just kind of relaxed. I walked around the city a little bit, not much, just a few blocks radius. Today I'll do some more exploring. Today is a day off, so yeah, of practice, that is. And then we went back to practice at 8, and the first hour of that practice was specifically just gym machine type workouts, weights and that kind of thing. I mostly focused on wrist, just real basic lightweight wrist stuff to condition. That's like my weakest thing, so I wanted to work on that, get more conditioning, and then another hour of pulling. And my left arm really gassed out pulling with the kid. Man, I don't remember his name, but I'll see if I can remember it or get it again later tomorrow when we meet up again. Yeah, my left arm, he eventually was just able to get through my left arm over and over, but I was still doing pretty good on my right. My right arm was just way more conditioned than my left. Another good practice though, and after practice, I walked back with both the other guys. Swung by a little convenience store, grabbed a Snickers, a giant Snickers, and some water, and yeah, came back, and I thought I would be able to do this last night, but I just was wiped out. So I started dozing pretty quick, sitting at the computer, and I was like, no, I just gotta pass out. So I passed out. I think it was 11 something. So there we have it. Good long day, good times. Thought of the day would be, man, I wrote something down. Let's see, sorry about the delay here. Oh yeah, so thinking about this trip and why, and I've kind of thought of this as a thing multiple times, where in tourism, as a tourist, I'm more interested in it seems like arm wrestling than I am in really seeing the place. Or maybe I think of it as arm wrestling as the kind of foundation of the tourism. Like I'm an arm wrestling tourist more than I am a regular tourist. And I thought about the idea that it makes sense to me that I am more interested in people than I am places in general. Arm wrestling, I think, is really the people element. I think just chatting with and hanging and developing relationships and just getting to know people better, it's just more interesting to me. And tourism, I guess, is a kind of a byproduct, I think, of getting to know people well and enjoying the activity of arm wrestling. But it could be in any activity that you would interact with people, would fit what I'm thinking here. So yeah, I guess places are cool, but people are cooler to me. I don't know what that means as far as like a call to action would be, but I guess that's it. I still got a few more days left here. I will follow what I've been doing and see how it goes. More to come. I think I'm gonna try to do some drone stuff today. I guess I don't know how I would add that as B-roll into the video, but there we have it. Long entry. Until next time, take it easy, y'all.